hanging out with you live midday. We don't always do this, but we're about to have fun because we have the lady from the OWN Networks. Welcome to Sweetie Pies. Miss Robbie's in the house. You all stay put. It's time to get it, y'all. Just go.
I'm a filmmaker. I've worked in film, video, and television for over 30 years. I took a little break, but now I'm back.
Hey y'all, welcome to another edition of Art Imitates Live with me, Tanya Dixon. We got the Soul Spotlight today. And as I said just now, we were going to have Miss Robbie. Now, you all know her from the OWN Networks. Welcome to Sweetie Pies, but she's got music out now. She's about to do this. And we're going to talk about her history of where she came from in music and everything. Because like she said, I guess music is the first love, but chicken is the second love. So we're going to get into all that. Because all you all know is from Sweetie Pies. We're about to take it all the way there. So y'all hang tight. We'll be back. We're going to bring her in just a second.
Art Imitates Live with Tanya Dixon is being sponsored by Tandyland Global, bringing your multimedia dreams to life.
Welcome back to the Soul Spotlight, Art Imitates Live. Well, let's go ahead and bring the lady in. Welcome, Miss Robbie. Let me go ahead and unmute you as well. How you doing?
I'm great. Thank you for having me. It's truly an honor.
Sure,
thank you.
You're quite welcome. You're welcome. I am so happy to see you out there doing your thing. You know, I want to talk about your new single in just a few moments because I know we got to rush this up today, but I want to just talk real quick about your history because like I said to the audience just now, you said music was your first love. Chicken was your second. Right. So my understanding, just reading your bio, that you have a history of being one of the original Ickettes. Am I correct?
Yes.
Wow. That's so for you out there who don't know what I'm talking about, Ike Turner, Tina Turner, the whole history back then. So go ahead and give us that whole layout of how this all originally started for you.
Well, Ike and Tina from St. Louis, and I'm from St. Louis. And we were a doo-wop group, as they call them back then, doo-wop groups in St. Louis singing around. We sang with another band called the Ardettes. We were the Ardettes. Ike needed girls to put the background on his first song, which was Fool in Love, which originally a guy was supposed to lead the song. And he and I had problems. So Tina was going to do the backup with us. And when we got in the studio, it was already booked. So she told Ike she know how to lead the song, and he let her lead it. And the song became a hit, and that became, you know, the Ickettes. That's how the Ickettes started.
Oh, wow.
And went on the road with Ike.
Okay. Now, how long did that period of time last for you as being an Ickette? And what happened to make things separate and, you know, they go on to do their thing, you do yours?
Right. Well, like I said, we were a singing group around St. Louis. And when the record hit, Ike offered us a job to go on the road with him. And I left St. Louis with Ike and Tina Turner as an Ickette. And then we moved to Los Angeles. And I stayed with him about 8 years. I stayed there about 8 years. And when I got to Los Angeles, there was another life, a whole lifestyle of music. I could make a lot of money doing background. So we decided that we would get off into that background scene, put furnished background for everybody, and
Uh-huh.
make money, because that's what it was about. We were there to make money, and it wasn't
Right.
our group. We were just employees with Ike, so we
Okay.
decided we could go out and background everybody, and that's what we did. And the Ickettes left. And we
Okay.
started our own little thing. We became the Murettes, and then we started singing behind everybody that needed background.
Oh,
And that's how
wow.
we survived out there during that time.
Okay. Well, you
Yeah.
want to tell us some of the people who you were able to do some backup for?
Well, you know what? We did background for everybody. I mean, Barbara Streisand, Nancy Sinatra. If you could sing, we could background. Football players, actors,
Yes.
everybody that wanted to sing during that time. Some of them are older than me. You probably wouldn't recognize, but we just supplied background, movie scripts, did
Right.
jingles. It was just another way of life that you could survive. And it was better than being
Right.
an ICAT, even though I love being an ICAT, but it was
Hmm.
another entity of the music business. Just
Okay.
movie scores, just all kinds of things, opportunities.
Oh, wow. That is wonderful to see that and to hear that.
Yeah.
I know that I've heard a lot of people over time talk about doing the back, I'm doing the whole music scene. I remember I was looking at behind the scenes, like for artists like Vesta, and I know people were out doing that for a while. Did you find that to be lucrative, that you were trying to get yourself to a point of being a lead, or did you just say, I just like doing this for now because I'm in the scene, I love music, and this is just what I want to do for a while?
Well, when I left St. Louis, I was a lead. But then
Okay.
when I got to Los Angeles, there was a whole nother life of people
Right.
doing background. And in the
Mm-hmm.
music business, I mean, you might have a gig today and might not have one for 2 weeks. You got to survive. And so that opportunity was offered to me as a background singer. And I just took it as a back because I needed money to live. And that's what it was all about. So I was able to,
Okay.
I'm like 40 years or so, I was a background singer and didn't mind it. I
Okay.
needed the work. It's like working at McDonald's. You don't complain, you take the job.
Okay. Well, what happened to transition you from music over to your second love? What
Okay.
is it that kind of made you take that step?
Well, when I was singing, I got it. Well, I got a thick disease. It was a chronic disease, lung disease called sarcoidosis. And back
Okay.
in those days,
Hmm.
there was not and today they still don't have a cure for it.
Right.
So
Right.
one day I went to get a biopsy done, and where they took that specimen from, it never healed. So when I would get on stage to sing, they explained it to me. It was like a hole in an inner tube, and when I would get on and sing, it would blow the inner tube, and my lung
Okay.
would collapse.
Oh,
So I either
wow.
had to have the surgery, or stop
Hmm.
singing. And I decided to
Okay.
stop singing. But I
Okay.
eventually ended up having the surgery. And so I had to have another life. And I knew how to cook, because when I
Right.
was out on the road, everything was segregated. We couldn't eat in the
Okay.
restaurants, we couldn't go
Right.
to the hotels. We traveled by bus all the
Right.
time. We lived on that bus. And once in a
Okay.
while, we would be fortunate to get what they call kitchenettes, would be a room with a little stove in it. But we always carried a 2 burner hot plate and an electric skillet. My mom
Okay.
had 9 kids, so I could cook. I could cook. So
Right.
I would be the one to cook all the time.
Okay.
So when I stopped singing, I decided, well, everybody thinks I can cook. And I took,
Uh-huh.
and back in my days, it was called commercial cooking. Now that, they call it culinary. But I had taken that in school. So I knew
Mhm.
how to cook. Plus, my mom was an excellent cook. So I decided, well, if I can't sing, I still want to do something that's mingling with the public. And I
Right.
decided to try to open a restaurant. And that's what I
Okay.
did. So that's how I got from singing to cooking.
Okay. Well, how is it that the whole show came together and got to the Oprah Network. What process? I know everybody wants to listen to this part very carefully because there's a lot of folks out there who really see themselves doing what you've already done
Right,
successfully. So
right.
tell us how you made that
Well,
transition
you know
to
what
our
happened
home.
was in our restaurant, we have a lot of fun. We go out and mingle with the customers. I call it acting crazy. Hug the babies, taking pictures with
Right.
us, get out there dancing on their birthday. We sing,
Uh-huh.
have pots and pans coming out there, beating the pots and pans, singing happy birthday, all this stuff.
Right.
And one day, now my son Tim, he thought we were crazy. He said, Mama, y'all so crazy, blah, blah, blah. This ought to be a TV show. And he tried for a long time to get somebody to film it, and he
Right.
finally did. So
Okay.
he got these people to come look at us and observe us, and they
Mhm.
decided they wanted to shoot a pilot, and they were
Okay.
going to shop it around, and they shopped it, and Oprah became interested in it. I remember the day Tim came and told me, Mom, oh, I didn't really want to do it because I'm like, I'm out of that life. I don't want to sing. I don't want people listening, telling me what to do no more. I was kind of
Right.
tired of that. Yeah. So but I had enough sense to realize I couldn't pay for that kind of advertisement. So I said,
Okay.
well, maybe this will be a good thing to do. And they shot the pilot, and he said Oprah was interested, but don't tell nobody. I'm like, how you don't tell nobody if Oprah is interested in something,
Right. Right.
And she gave us the opportunity to do
Okay.
that show. And
Oh
so that was in
wow.
my 70s. I wasn't even thinking about doing anything in my 70s. And that happened in my 70s. And
Oh
that
my
inspired
gosh.
me to keep going, keep going, keep going. So
Right.
that's how it came from that. Yeah.
Now, how many seasons did the show have? I don't remember right
You
offhand.
know
How
what?
many?
We did a
Uh-huh.
hundred episodes. We did 100.
Wow.
We won 2 NAACP Image Awards.
That's
And so
nice.
it was on like 7 years.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
it
a
was.
that's a pretty good history.
Yes,
So
yes, yes,
yes, because I definitely watched the show as well. And I know that everything that creeps in that happens when you're doing something live in front of the world. And I
yes,
know your family had some ups and downs. I'm just going to
yes.
ask you in general how everybody is doing now and
Everybody's good.
post. Okay.
Everybody's good. We're still praying.
Yes.
And we're thanking everybody for all the prayers because the whole world
Mhm.
experienced, all our ups and downs. And
Right.
in fact, we're still having them. I didn't have no forks yesterday at the restaurant. So
I understand. I totally understand. Well, you know what? I know we're short on time. I want to talk about the song, the single, "Ain't My Stuff Good Enough?"
yeah.
And I was like, look at Miss Robbie. Where's she going? Let's talk about the single and who wrote and produced it and the whole meaning behind doing it as well. So go ahead and talk to me about your
Yeah,
music
so
again.
Ain't My Stuff was originally written for the Ickettes back, it's been 30 or 40 years ago. And
Okay.
this young lady by the name of Shirley Matthews wrote it for us. Back in
Uh-huh.
those days, the song was too dirty. They said, that's a nasty song. We can't play that. The radio wouldn't even play the song. Now it ain't
Right.
nasty enough. It's not like, I need to throw some mud in it because it's not nasty. But,
Right.
after I
Right.
started thinking about that song, it's like I've done a lot of things. Nobody's,
Mhm.
giving me any accolades or anything. So why
Right.
didn't they give me this? Why don't I have a plaque in the Hall of Fame for cooking or something? Ain't my stuff good enough? So I just relate, relationships. Boyfriends break up with you and get other girlfriends. Why you pick her? Well, my
Right.
stuff good enough. So it just applies to so much in life
Yes.
other than sex,
Right. Right.
right. So
I
that's
like
how I
that.
thought it would be a great song to go and
Very
do in the
catchy.
title, implying that it's sex. So people think it's sex. They're like, oh, I want to live that. I want to hear it. But it really implies to a lot of things. You and your
Yes.
girlfriend, she wanted you to do her thing. She didn't want to do your thing. Why you couldn't do my thing? My thing ain't my stuff good enough. So it just applies to everything in life. So
Right.
everybody can relate to it.
Okay, that's wonderful. That's wonderful to see, wonderful to see you reinvent yourself yet again.
Yes,
Because of what happened in your early days of singing and
yes,
going into doing the whole restaurant and the cooking and the reality program, and then to
yes.
reinvent again into a singer. Oh my goodness,
I
that is
tell
so
you,
wonderful.
I am so happy. I mean, my life has been so good, and
Right,
people inspire me because I hear of other people older than me still
right.
doing things, and I'm like, well, shoot, if she could do it, I could do it. So I decided to go for a Grammy. I didn't just want a song. I want to
Right.
go all the way out. Give me a Grammy, even if you got to wheel me out there or I'll hop on a crutch. I want to
You
be
are
the old person. Yes.
Yes, you are showing people that you are is ageless in
Well,
doing
I'm
this
trying to be.
industry. Yes,
Yes.
and
And you know,
reinventing yourself.
exactly. I mean, if you're still breathing and you got another chance, if you wake up today, whatever you wanted
Right,
to do back then, you got the opportunity to do it now. So do it as
right.
long as you got a chance to do it. And that's the way I feel. Like people always say, look like Miss Robbie had some work done. So now I'm going to invent a skin cream, a skin line, since they think I had some work done.
The thing is, I think what people believe is because they see you in one box, they believe that's the only box for you.
It's
And
not.
that you should look and feel and everything should be how they see you in that realm. But
Right.
you reinvented yourself and they not used to it. They get over it.
That's
They will
right. I'm
get
gonna
on
keep
to
doing
it.
it. Honey, I was still roller skating at 80, so I'm gonna keep doing, reinventing myself, but I'm not gonna do a bungee jump. I'm too scared for that.
I know that's right. I
I
really
got a
am
lot of,
proud of you.
thank you, thank you. I mean, people, like I said, people inspire me, and it inspires me when people tell me that I inspire them. So it's
Yes.
like I see the young kids, they come in the restaurant, they're like, oh, I ain't had peach cobbler since my grandmother died. And I'm like, well, did you get the recipe? They're like, no. I'm like, honey, get the recipe.
Oh
It'll
wow,
last
yes.
you your lifetime and you could pass it
Right.
on. So these things
That's
that the older people say, they're true. I listen to them all. Like I say, my aunt used to say, joy cometh in the morning. It's a
right.
many mornings I want to go to sleep and hurry up for tomorrow because I wanted some new stuff.
I know that's right. But I got to ask you one more question before we go because I know you're on a quick timeline
It's
today.
all right. Yes.
What's next for Miss Robbie? What do you have coming up
Miss
next?
Robbie's good. You know what?
This,
After I get to the Grammys that I'm claiming,
there you
I'm
go.
going to do another single. And really and truly, I am putting out a skincare line.
Wow.
I'm going to do
Wow.
that. So I'm going to perfect it.
Okay.
Put some of that good old Vaseline from back there and some chicken grease.
Wait, it worked because look at you. Because you don't look like you're in your 80s, and I tell you, you look wonderful.
Thank
And
you.
we're
Thank you.
very proud of you for all that
Thank
you have done out here and continuing to do. All
Thank you
right.
so much. And I want to thank everybody that listened, viewed the video, and
Right.
took the time, because if you take
Right.
the time to do something, that's a blessing. And I appreciate it. And God knows I love you for it. And continue,
Right.
get me to that Grammys. I
I
don't
know.
know the next step. Look, I keep saying that going to the Grammys. I don't even know the next step to get there, but I'm on the road. I'm on the
Somebody will
highway.
get you there. Someone will get you there
I hope
because
so.
you're out
I
there.
hope so.
Okay. Well, we
Thank you
thank you
so
for
much.
taking the time to be here with us on
Thank
our
you.
Imitates Live from the Soul Spotlight. And of course, continued success to you.
Thank
Come
you.
back anytime.
I would love you, love everybody. God bless you. Stay safe. Be around for my next invention.
All right. All right. Well, thank you. Well, we're going to take a little break here. And while I say goodbye to Miss Robbie, and you know what, I'll just take just a quick social media, and I'll come back and end the show in just a few moments. Miss Robbie, hang out with me for just a second. We're going to end it. We'll end it together.
Okay.
We hope that you have enjoyed this episode of Art Imitates Live with Tanya Dixon. So be sure to like and subscribe. And also check us out on all of our other social media.
Miss Robbie, I want to ask you real quick before you go. You have any social media that you want to promote? And
Yes.
then I'll let you go.
Look, that's one of the things being old. I can't remember it, but I got it wrote down. Go to my
Okay.
YouTube. Look, subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's on Pandora, Spotify, Apple Music. What else? I got somebody.
Anything, just come on in.
Instagram. I love you guys, and I got a concert in St. Louis, October the 1st, at the Sheldon Theater. And if you're there, please stop by. I would love to see you.
All righty. But thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. And of course, like I said, continued success. Come back anytime. Right?
I would love that. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. God bless you too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. For the rest of you out there, I'm going to stay live for a second. The rest of y'all out there, well, I wasn't planning on being live today. I was going to do a recorded show. And what happened is I switched the thing to record only. And it started sending out notifications that I was going live. So my credits, I didn't even finish my credits. So I'm going to run the credits for the living room team. I'm sure they will not mind me running the credits for the living room team. But, I really appreciate Miss Robbie and watching all that she has done. It's very inspiring. I feel like I need to stay up tonight, finish writing a movie, finish writing a bunch of stuff, doing my artwork, doing everything. I mean, there's no excuses for us out here who are not doing everything that we should do and being all that we can be. All right. So make sure that you all tune in to this interview because I'm going to run it again and again and again. I'll make sure that it's out there and put little, notifications out there because I didn't think I was going live. But thank you for tuning in for another edition of Art Imitates Live Soul Spotlight with Tanya Dixon. And we will see you tomorrow night on the live. Oh, can the 5 love languages transform a relationship? That's the topic for tomorrow night. I had almost forgotten it. Can the 5 love languages transform a relationship? And I'm going to go ahead and say I'm sure that it can, but we'll talk about it tomorrow night. You be there 9 p.m. Well, it's really 9:10 p.m., 10 minutes after 9 p.m. here on YouTube, and then also on my Facebook channels as well, my Facebook pages as well. So stay tuned for that. But everybody out there, thank you for tuning in. And again, as I always like to say here lately, good things come to those who believe, better things come to those who are patient. But the best things come to those who never give up. So just like Miss Robbie, let's keep it rocking. I'm Tanya Dixon. We'll see you next time. You all continue to have a beautiful week. We'll see you tomorrow night. Art Imitates Live. I see y'all now.